Good morning, everybody. I was trying to remember the name of a book that came out about 10, 15 years ago. And then as now, self-help books are really popular. But I'll paraphrase. The title is basically something along the lines of how to get your life to suck less. And I remember even reading a synopsis of the book, and the guy made a few, good ideas. But for those of you who can't find the book, because I haven't told you the title, I don't remember it exactly, but I can save you a lot of time and energy if you, like many of us, want your life to not suck. Let me just tell you how to make it not suck, all in one easy lesson. Don't be afraid of anyone or anything ever. There it is. Now, like so many tasks, it sounds simple, but it's hard to do. Fear is so ingrained in us. But I want to remind people again and again that the Bible we say we read and believe in and study, from page 1 to page last, it is absolutely consistent with this message that people of God, people of faith, should not fear. And when people of faith do fear, it's usually because their faith is inactive or weak. And as their faith is re-strengthened, their fear is diminished and eventually eliminated. Those without fear just come out better again and again. And it is a result, it's a symptom of faith. So, if we want our fear to go away, and we all should, and just a quick aside, I am not saying don't be cautious. Look both ways before you cross the street. Caution is good, fear is bad. And you know the difference. You've known the difference since you were 2 years old. I don't need to explain that to you. How to get rid of the fear, though? So much of fear is habituated. It is a habit. And habits must be broken, especially the ones that are elusive, that we don't really notice we're doing. And we'll defend these habits because so much of them are familiar. It's how we are, it's who we are. But we can actually rarefy and purify our being, still be exactly who we are, be more completely who we are as we move away from fear. But it takes some courage to be fearless. And let me talk about one of the hardest things that we need to do if we're going to live a life without fear. We need to identify the people and places and times that activate our fear, that frighten us, and acknowledge that we tolerate that. It's almost like people who like horror films. They like being scared. Well, we control that. We know it's a movie. No matter how much our heart beats, we know it'll be over an hour and 50 minutes. But it is still a form of fear. And people will maintain friendships or family alliances which are not holy. They're not sacred. They're actually based on shared fears. Oh, we hate socialist Democrats. Oh, we hate fascist Republicans. These shared fears aren't true alliances. We think they are, and they're really habituated. But if we're honest with ourselves, we'll admit that we have friends, close friends, or Facebook friends, or just acquaintances who actually justify our fear because what we're doing together is sharing foolishness and idiocy. This is particularly true about politics lately in a super divided United States. I have never in 62 years seen so much idiocy going down as right now. To even participate in it, in a way, is to allow our fears to take hold. But I want to offer a few little options for you to catch and cancel your fear. Yes, catch and cancel. Catch yourself feeling fear. Catch yourself watching any of the news shows, which are stupid, which is all of them. Forbes doesn't have a TV channel. The Associated Press doesn't have a TV channel. These are the two best news sources as Americans. You can get the least bias. Oh my God, I was watching one called Newsmax the other day. So stupid it hurt. Anyway, But that's not fair to them. I mean, they're all stupid. Let me be totally unbiased. But when we're watching these things, look to see if there aren't triggers. Certain people, there's people for me, I just literally, the second I see their face, I'm like, grrr. But what that is, this indignation, this self-righteousness, is actually a form of fear. And I know better than to let some people have my positive energy, to take me away, to take my focus away from a God that is powerful, fair, and has granted me fearlessness. I know better. So, catch yourself feeling, because aggravation's a form of fear, irritation's a form of fear, judgment is a form of fear. All these things are forms of fear, and we want to catch ourselves doing them and say, stop. What will it take to stop them? Turn off the TV set. Go out into these beautiful places that we live. Whether you live in Las Vegas or whether you live in North Carolina or whether you live in Michigan or Tennessee or Florida or California, and I know we have viewers in all those places very regularly. There's beauty where you live. There's a place where you right now can go to fearlessness. We don't need to be reacting with fear. So catch those moments and then have the courage to say, do you know what? I'm going to align myself with people that I have thought and prayerfully considered. Are these groups, are these individuals people of faith and fearlessness? I want to move, I want to evolve, I want to graduate to fearlessness. And I'm going to bravely examine all the groups I'm in and take an accounting of people I'm interacting with. They could be our own parents. They could be our children. We might have to say, whoa, this relationship needs serious amendment, or it might need to be put to the side. God doesn't say, and there's lots of Bible stories where parents and kids don't get along, and the wise ones who don't want to live in fear go, I guess that relationship had its season, but I'm not going to continue investing it because I am going to bravely admit that it's rooted in a shared fear, and God doesn't desire that from me. So catch the feeling, then analyze who's triggering, what situations, what people, what times are triggering these habits of fear. Admit that to yourself, and then pledge that with God's help, it only happens with God. Fearlessness and courage and power and victory is a gift from God that God desires us to have. And we need to acknowledge that and then accept it and say, I will live a fearless life. No matter what it means, even if it means I never call so-and-so again until he or she and I can figure out a way that we're going to live, that we have a mission together that is fearless, that's based on love and faith and power and victory and confidence and courage and all good things, all the good fruit of God and God's Holy Spirit. So, what you're going to do right now, you're going to be honest with yourself, and with God's assistance, prayerfully consider what you need to do and what you need to stop doing to live a life where you gain the victory over fear. You end the habit of fear. You defeat fear, and you move toward courage. You're going to sleep a lot better at night if you manage to have that courage to admit what you're afraid of and who and where and when and what is triggering that, and then avoid it. You can do it. All right, that's what I've got this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. I wish you all the courage and the bravery and the victory of God this day and always. All right, bye-bye.